Chelsea have pulled off a seemingly impossible task and have won this first ever edition of the FIFA Club World Cup over the likes of Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, a PSG super team, etc. And my plan was to avoid talking about this because I'm a hater and I did not enjoy seeing Chelsea win this thing. However, due to the numerous comments I received asking me about reviewing Chelsea's Club World Cup performance, I, Nabuto, a man of the community, will give y'all what you want. So here's everything that happened that led Chelsea to winning the FIFA Club World Cup unexpectedly. So Chelsea qualified to the 2025 FIFA Club World Cup by winning a Champions League all the way back in 2021, 4 years ago. Yeah, that's crazy, man. But you know what? They qualified for this tournament, and that's all that matters. Then, after the draw, Chelsea were put in a pretty favorable group consisting of Flamengo, LAFC, and Esperance de Tunis. And I like Chelsea's odds of going through to the round of 16. However, I did say in my initial prediction video about the competition that I got Chelsea finishing second while Flamengo is going to finish first. And guess who got that prediction correct? That's right, I did. Nabuto, not Jigsbuto. Because I always get my predictions right, bruh.
Man, shut your bitch ass up.
Now, Chelsea did start off this tournament in winning fashion, and after dominating LAFC completely on the stat sheet, they would also dominate with the goals, with Pedro Neto mixing the LAFC defense up and scoring in the 34th minute to put Chelsea up 1-0, and then the super sub for this match, Enzo Fernandez, scoring ahead in the 79th minute to run away with a 2-0 win over the MLS side. It was a great start for Chelsea, especially heading up against a fierce Brazilian side in Flamengo, and to be fair to Chelsea, they started off this match great too, with Pedro Neto getting away from Flamengo's defenders and scoring a one-on-one chance in the 13th minute to put the Blues up 1-0, and this scoreline will remain for the entire first half. But then Flamengo would clap back in the second half and proceeded to dominate on the stat sheet, meaning they started performing better than Chelsea, and they would prove that on the scoreline too, with the Flamengo legend Bruno Henrique scoring in the 62nd minute to tie up the game for Flamengo. Then the ex-Juventus fullback Danilo scored in the 65th minute to grab a rare 2-1 lead against Chelsea, and then after a stupid sending off from Nicholas Jackson in the 68th minute, which low-key might have cost him a spot in the Chelsea roster, I'm not gonna lie, Wallace Yan made sure to finish off the game against the 10-man Blues in the 83rd minute, and his goal helped secure a 3-1 win for the Brazilian side, pulling off the upset against Chelsea. And with this loss, Chelsea had to get a positive result against the Brazilian Esperance de Tunis. And let's keep it real, bruh, Esperance stood no chance. Look at these stats, man. Chelsea has 16 shots at Esperance's 3, 7 shots at target at Esperance's 0, and had an overwhelming amount of possession with 75%. So with stats like these, Chelsea were never gonna lose. And they didn't, with Adebayo scoring an added time in the first half, the new signing right before the Club World Cup started, Liam Delap, scoring also an added time in the first half, and then the young Tyreek George scoring in the 90+7th minute to secure a 3-0 win for Chelsea and also a spot in the round of 16. However, they would only go through in second place, with Flamengo topping the group, exactly as the gutter predictions, I, Nabuto, predicted. But here's where Chelsea gets so lucky, man, so lucky, because as everybody predicted, they should have played Bayern Munich from Group C, who were expected to top the group. However, thanks to their defeat against Benfica on the last match day 1-0, Benfica ended up topping the group instead of Bayern Munich, which meant that Flamengo were unlucky playing against Bayern Munich, while Chelsea got the quote-unquote easier opponent in Benfica in the round 16. And this match was pretty difficult initially. Don't be fooled by the stat sheet of Chelsea dominating on the shots on target, and the possession. This game will be difficult first due to Benfica being hard to break down. Luckily, thanks to some matching from Reece James, his free kick in the 64th minute provided the breakthrough for the Blues, and it seemed like Chelsea would cruise their way to a 1-0 victory in the round 16. But something unexpected happened. Well, not really unexpected, because this was the 7th time it happened this tournament. But the game between Benfica and Chelsea had to be suspended due to lightning strikes in the area, aka bad weather. And when the game resumed, Benfica were much more refreshed. And in injury time, thanks to a handball in the box from Malo Gusto, Benfica were awarded a penalty, in which Angel Di Maria calmly slotted in to equalize the game late 1-1 and take the game to extra time. Chelsea were low-key getting done dirty by the circumstances here, I'm not gonna cap. However, in extra time, Chelsea rightfully ran away with the game after Benfica's Gianluca Prestiani getting a stupid red card in the 92nd minute. Cause after that, Christopher Nkunku scored in the 108th minute after a defensive mistake from Benfica's goalkeeper who failed to parry the ball away. Pedro Neto would then score another goal at the tournament in the 114th minute, and then Kieran Dewsbury Hall would get his goal in the 117th minute to make it 4-1 to the Blues and send them to the quarterfinals. And guess who predicted this correctly? Me, I did. Of course I did, bro. I'm the goat of this shit. Anyways, in the quarterfinals, Chelsea had to face another Brazilian side at this competition, this time Palmeiras, who beat Botafogo in the round 16 to make it here. Now, Chelsea's first match against the Brazilian side at this tournament did not end up so well, so I thought maybe Palmeiras could pull off a match-class upset in this tie, because I even predicted them to do so. But this is when the Jigsbuto allegations came back, because Palmeiras failed me. Not only did Chelsea dominate on the stat sheet, but they would also win out on the scoreline too. First, thanks to Cole Palmer in the 16th minute, who dazzled his way inside the box and caressed the ball in a lovely manner into the bottom corner to put Chelsea up 1-0, scoring his first open play goal for Chelsea since January. However, after this, it wouldn't be easy for Chelsea, because in the 53rd minute, the upcoming Chelsea signing Estevao would be on the receiving end of a great pass from Richard Rios, and then slam the ball in at the near post to level up the tie for Palmeiras. And he even celebrated so passionately, bruh, that I forgot that he was low-key about to join Chelsea. I'm glad he celebrated though, or else it would have been utter woke nonsense. Anyways, at this moment, I thought Palmeiras would end up proving my prediction right. But then in the 83rd minute, Malo Gusto's strike, which took a heavy deflection off Agustin Guai, went into the back of the net, and Chelsea would end up winning this game 2-1, proving me wrong. Chelsea barely got through and vanquished the Brazilian kryptonite allegations. They are so lucky for real. And you want to know what makes them even more lucky? The fact that they got to play Fluminense in the Club World Cup semifinals. Nope, not Inter Milan, who are on the same side of the bracket as them, because they got upsetted by Fluminense in the round of 16. And nope, not Manchester City either, because they got upset by Al Hilal in the round of 16 as well. But instead of these two European giants, they got to play against Fluminense, a side who finished mid-table last season. Everything was working towards Chelsea's favor. And so was the semifinal tie, because guess who they just signed right before this game after Liam Delap got suspended for the semifinals? That's right, João Pedro, a former Fluminense striker. And he would be the key difference maker in this match, scoring an absolute banger from the edge of the box in the 18th minute, and then of course choosing not to celebrate against the club that gave him this platform, and then adding another banger in the 56th minute to make it a 2-0 win for Chelsea as they progress to the final of their first ever Club World Cup. And I know what y'all are probably thinking right now. Who did I choose in my predictions to make the final? Let's not worry about that, you feel me? Let bygones be bygones. Let's just keep it pushing. Yeah, I picked Fluminense to pull off the upset. Yeah, I know. I'm Jinx Buto. But not to worry, because guess who Chelsea was gonna play in the Club World Cup final? That's right, it was this PSG Super Team. You know, the same PSG side that won the Coupe de France, won the League 1 by a hefty margin, and then beat the likes of Man City, Liverpool, Aston Villa, and Arsenal to make the Champions League final, where they would then destroy Inter Milan 5-0 to win their first ever Champions League. And then at the Club World Cup, they beat Bayern Munich, they beat Real Madrid, and now they're in the final. Surely, this PSG Super Team, with the likes of Bradley Barcola, Gonçalo Ramos, Desiree Doué, Hakimi, Donnarumma, Nuno Mendes, Marquinhos, João Neves, Vitinha, and the most likely Ballon d'Or winner, Ousmane Dembele, etc. Surely these guys would be able to handle Chelsea, right? Right? I mean, I even said PSG was going to win this final with ease in my prediction video. Surely these guys are not going to let me down, right? Right? Nope. No. I was wrong, because PSG got absolutely clapped by Chelsea. Chelsea looked like the more promising side in the first 20 minutes too. Their goalkeeper Sanchez was looking like prime Alisson Becker with his good saves and magnificent ball playing from the back. Reece James and Moises Caicedo in the midfield were looking like studs as well. And the attack took their chances when they received them. Chelsea's game plan was simple. Press PSG, hit the counter, and score. And they executed this game plan flawlessly. First in the 26th minute, Malo Gusto got by Nuno Mendes, which a lot of attackers have failed to do this season. And then with his shot getting blocked but rebounded straight back to him, he laid it off to Cole Palmer, who finished his chance off brilliantly to make it 1-0 for the Blues. But look, it was only 1-0. PSG have come back from being a goal down before. Surely they could do it again, right? Nope. Because in the 30th minute, Cole Palmer was running at the PSG defense, and thanks to João Pedro's decoy run, Palmer was able to cut in more deeply inside and then finished off another brilliant chance to make it 2-0. 2-0 against PSG. How, man? How? PSG? What the hell, bruh?
What the segment?
But it's not over yet, because in the 43rd minute, Chelsea would hit another counterattack against PSG, and then Cole Palmer would dish in a beautiful pass to João Pedro, who would beautifully lob Donnarumma, making it 3-0. And then emoted on the entire team with the corner flag, just like prime Ronaldinho or some shit. 3-0 against this PSG Super Team in just the first half, bro. Oh, hell nah, bro. Oh, hell nah. PSG, what happened, man? You were supposed to win this competition with ease, and instead, these motherfuckers are down 3-0 in the first half. To Chelsea, bro. This was one of the most unsuccessful hate watches I've ever had in my life, man. Damn. And then in the second half, let's not talk about it, bro, because literally nothing happened. Genuinely, the 25-minute halftime show was more entertaining than the football in the second half. And after the final whistle, Chelsea will win this first ever edition of the FIFA Club World Cup, silencing their doubters, including myself, and even pissing off PSG. I mean, Luis Enrique, the manager, literally shoved João Pedro after the final whistle. What the hell was going on? Regardless, Chelsea got the easy route to the final, and then ended up winning it. And then they got to celebrate with the president, Donald Trump, while lifting the trophy. Reece James and Cole Palmer were confused as to what the hell he was doing on that podium, but Trump wanted to be part of the celebration, so he didn't leave. Bro needs to stop worrying about joining celebrations and worry about releasing those damn files. We know you're on it, buddy. It's only a matter of time before that shit releases. Count your days. And Dembele, you count your days too, buddy. That was a disastrous final performance against Chelsea. Next season, Mo Salah FC, we're coming to take what's ours. That's right, the Ballon d'Or. And to Chelsea, congratulations, I guess. Not even a serious trophy anyways. Not even a serious trophy. Fuck! Anyhow, Chelsea fans, are you guys happy now? I finally talked about your club winning the Club World Cup. But don't worry, y'all. I will be beating the Jinx Buto allegations for this upcoming season. Champions League predictions, Premier League predictions, AFCON predictions, 2026 World Cup predictions. Get ready, because Jinx Buto will be no more. But anyways, if you enjoyed this video, please remember to subscribe. I really appreciate it. And please be sure to follow my Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, and make sure to join the Discord community. All the links are in my YouTube description. And last but not least, if you want to learn more about Marcus Rashford's last chance of making something great out of his career with Barcelona, you definitely want to check out this video right here. You won't regret it.